to the Big Ass Cornhole Show with Sean and Dave, the host you know, talking cornhole life and random fun. Grab a beer, let's get it done. From tossing bags to let's wild ride, tune in and join the party, don't you hide. It's the Big Ass Cornhole podcast time with Sean and Dave. It's always prime.
All right, welcome back to the Big Ass Podcast. We are now joined by Mr. Jared Youtzy. What's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. So, Jared, you are the head honcho of the Cleveland chapter for the MGA, correct?
I am. That is correct. 6 years running now.
Hell yeah! All right. So, for those of you that might have missed it, we interviewed the two founders of the MGA, probably 6 weeks back or so, maybe 2 months back. We kind of just stumbled across the MGA. It might have actually been one of your Facebook posts in the Cleveland area that I saw. Just started diving into it, and we instantly fell in love because it's something that we've been looking for so long.
Absolutely.
In general, how long have you been playing in the MGA, or is it just 6 years that you've been running it, or is that how long you've been participating in it?
Yeah. So I actually just took up golf probably 7.5, 8 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Moved to Cleveland. My buddy and I would just go out, play Little Met, Mastic Woods,
Oh, yeah.
tee up every shot. But I really enjoyed the sport. So as I kind of started playing more, I was looking into just tournaments around the area, tournaments for bad golfers, and an article came up online and read about the league, thought it sounded cool, and Cleveland didn't have a chapter at the time. So I actually drove out to Toledo, where I'm from, played in one of their events, had an awesome time. I think out of 30 or 40 people, I ended up placing 15th
Hell yeah.
place.
This just well enough to hook you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Where you're
Yeah,
I could
absolutely.
really win this thing, or it's at least I didn't come in last. You know what I mean?
Next time I'm taking top 10.
Yeah, that's a great first experience.
Yeah, I was sweating it out on the whole ride there because I was just thinking I have no business being in a golf tournament. I'm not good enough for that, but it was right down my alley. So yeah, as soon as I came back to Cleveland, I started kind of thinking, maybe I should start a chapter here. I got a lot of friends that are kind of in the same boat where they enjoy golfing, but they're not very good. They're not in, any major competitive leagues, and kind of the rest is history there.
Yeah. I love the format. It's exactly what we've been looking for. And it's not even that, I'm sure you guys have some good players, but some of us, our lives are so busy, we never get to practice or actually play.
Yes.
So if you go out, just, how many times you guys have tournaments a year, and those are the only times you're going out. I mean, at least you're going out and having a good time, and that the level of competition should be somewhat neutral.
Yeah, I mean, we have talent that runs across the board. We have so one of the key things about the league is if you shoot under 80 at a tournament, you get DQ'd for that tournament.
I saw there was at least the tournament before this, I think, that got DQ'd.
Yeah, I actually DQ'd myself for the first time, the first tournament of the year. So
congratulations.
It was a big achievement. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Is that the first time you've broken 80?
Yeah, it is.
Nice.
Hell yeah, man.
Congrats.
Congratulations. That's a great feeling.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was, really amazes me when you look at some of the pro scores and they're out there shooting, 59, 62. And then I thought my 79, I didn't hit a bad shot.
Dude, right? Dude, I'm with you, man.
Felt like I couldn't have played any better.
Correct. Yeah. Even those rounds where you hit an 86, but you played well in the back nine, you walk off, you're God damn, I played well today. And I still only, it's impossible.
And everything was easy.
Yeah. Oh, congrats. That's very cool.
Yeah. I just broke 90 really for the first time last year. So,
okay.
Yeah, but we have guys kind of all over. So we have people that, can go out there and shoot under 80 pretty regularly. A couple of those people. And then we have some guys that go out and shoot, 140. So, I think the big part of it is a lot of guys who join the league and maybe their idea is they want to come play in the league. They'll play in the tournaments. That's kind of the only golf they get. I think a lot of the people who join it with that attitude, they end up liking the league so much. They get a little bit competitive. They start practicing their own because they want to see the improvement out there on the course for the tournaments.
That's 100% going to be me.
Yes.
I can already feel it.
Well, now we have an excuse,
Correct.
going out and golfing is practice now for something.
Yes.
All right. So back when we did the cornhole stuff, I was throwing in the backyard by myself because it was practice. It wasn't to get away from the wife and have time away.
So in case people didn't listen to the first time, you guys have like this unique handicap system where the whole concept of the MGA, which stands for Mediocre Golf Association, is that like bogey golf should be in consideration or at least in contention to win a tournament. So you guys do kind of like this plus handicap system, correct? Like where you're adding strokes. So if someone is a 10 handicap, they start the tournament 10 over par.
Yeah, pretty much. 90 is considered that average score.
Okay.
If you're in the league and you're averaging 85 score, you're going to get the 5 penalty strokes added to your final.
Okay. So, I mean, which is fair because really, I was looking back and it seems like a lot of the winning scores were like somewhere in the range between 84 and 87. So if you're a 10 handicap and you got to go out there and shoot, 3 better than your handicap, which is possible, you know what I mean? Because handicap is not all, you know what I mean? Like you can still go out there and have a good round just to win the tournament, which is kind of how it should be.
For sure.
Right? You should feel like you have to play the best to win, not just like, oh, I had an average day, but everyone else here is just like not that good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of the thing about the Cleveland chapter. We're a pretty big chapter.
Yeah. You guys are huge.
Yeah. So we've got a lot of people that come to the tournaments. We average probably 70 to 90 golfers per tournament. So with that many people, I mean, it really takes shooting, between an 80 and an 86 to really win the tournament. So it gets tough for guys who, are a 10 handicap and they have to go out and shoot an 80 to get a 90.
My whole goal is I want to break 80. Like that's what I want to go out there and try to break 80.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like that's my whole goal. Like I want to get DQ'd. Like, cause you know what I mean? And have a good time though. And that's what I keep hearing about like the vibes of this tournament. And I feel like it's just going to be very much up my alley.
Yeah. And that was my goal too. And I wasn't really watching my score at the last tournament, but I knew I was playing pretty well. And going into the last hole, I knew, if I got a birdie on that hole, I would shoot a 79. There wasn't even really a thought of, duffing a putt.
No, of course not.
And win it. It was about, let's see like how well I can do and push myself to get that score.
That's the best thing about golf.
Of course.
You know what I mean? There's no sandbagging here. I'd rather write down 79 than win within 81.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
cause you're going to be thinking about how bad you fucked up 18 because you were that close to 7. You know what I mean? Like if I would have just hit a different club or if the wind wasn't blowing, you know what I mean? Like
It would haunt you forever too. Like you'd never make that putt the rest of your life if you purposefully missed it.
That's probably the reason why I made it too, because it was kind of a win-win. It was, make the putt and DQ myself for 79 or miss the putt, and then I'm sitting at 80, good chance of winning the tournament. So it was kind of like, usually if you're looking at a score to win the tournament and you have to make a putt to win it, and there's no saving grace if you miss it, then
correct.
It's a good feeling to apologize for being too good at something.
Yeah.
Right? It's like everyone's dream.
For once in my life.
So unfortunately, Cleveland is huge, like local golf scene for sure. Like, I mean, how long have you been in the area?
I've been here about 12 years.
Okay. So, I mean, you've like all the same court, like unfortunately a lot of the courses around here are selling out. You know what I mean? Like there used to be like 6 courses in Columbia. We're down to 1. You know what I mean? Those all used to be like right in our backyard. Creekwood just sold. Yeah. You know what I mean? The only one that's still standing there is Mallard Creek and
Royal Crest.
Those are the only 2 that are still over there. It's kind of sad, but so I love the fact that you're giving people an opportunity to go out there and potentially play. Do you guys cap out at a certain number?
It kind of depends on the course.
Okay.
I'll usually start making calls around the area December, January, and try to get stuff booked up pretty quick.
Okay.
There's some courses that say, if you can get 144 golfers, get 144 golfers. The toughest thing has been getting shotgun starts. So with that many people, we kind of need a shotgun start. First year I was running this thing, we didn't have quite as many people. We had probably 30, 40, 50 people that came.
Okay.
But I would get there first before everybody teed off to set up. And then I would tee off last so I could be there and tear everything down. And that was like a 9-hour day for me. So I really try to just get shotgun starts around the area, which is proving to be more and more difficult. I think, like you said, as there's kind of less courses, as courses are selling, they're packed all the time. They don't, a lot of the courses don't really need our league, which is unfortunate.
Dude, I was just talking to the owner. We went to Cossack Creek 2 weekends ago.
Yeah.
And I made a comment. I'm like, hey, you guys can't be mad that like all these other courses are closing. I mean, you guys are gonna be booming. And he's like, honestly, our course is not designed to take on 30,000 rounds. He's like, we're going to stop it at 20, maybe 25,000. He's like, we're going to have to start pushing people away and limiting tee times throughout the year. So he's like, he's like, we want the crappier courses out there so that the weekend hacker that only wants to pay $20, go out there and swing there. Don't ruin our course. So,
yeah.
But
yeah, I've even seen it. I keep a pretty detailed record of all of our tournaments, and I've even seen, this is our 6th year, just the average price per round just going up by $3-4 every year.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of just tell with the growth of the game, and then the limit, the golf courses being a little bit more limited, with some of them selling, going out of business, that they're charging a premium for the rounds, which that was one of the best things about living around here, is we had so many courses.
Oh, that's great.
You weren't paying prices that you would down in other areas of the country. You can get a great round at a great course for $45.
Yep. On the weekends. So, all right. So talk to me about, have you guys played out in this course in Chardon before? The St. Dennis, whatever it is, I think.
Yeah, we actually, we're playing out there at our next tournament.
Yes, we will be there.
Yeah.
We're going to pop our cherries.
We played out there a number of times. It's a great course. I feel like some of those East Side courses, it kind of feels like the mom and pop feel, but it's really well taken care of. You get some of the elevation on the course.
I'll say, at least on the East Side, you get elevation. West Side, everything's just flat, open pastures. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Yeah.
There's always a creek passing across like 5 or 6 holes too. Like, can't get out that either.
Yeah. And the guy who I've been in contact with him for a couple of years, because we played there a couple of times. He's been awesome. Daryl, he runs the course there. He's awesome to work with. He's one of my favorite people that I've worked with at the courses. He's always excited to have us out. He'll set us up with like a little packet for the winners where they get free vouchers to go out in the course when they win. So that's just a cool relationship. And I always love to with those courses, to show props to them and everything.
So where do you try to find the line of like, how nice of a course do we want to go to? Versus like, we understand what we're at. Like, we also most guys don't want to pay $200 for a round. Like, do you try to balance that? Like, do you want to play all like backyard mom and pop courses, or do you try to, bring us, I mean, you guys were playing in Sleepy Hollow for the Bastards. Yeah. That's a nice course. I mean, it's a public course, Metro Parks, but it's a very nice course.
Yeah. It's a little bit of both. I think, we do our Bastards tournament at Sleepy Hollow because it's kind of our premier tournament. It's our closest to the Masters. So we try to pick a course that, kind of elevates the tournament, gets people excited. We're playing Manakiki this year. But again, they're public courses. We're not getting on any private courses.
Yeah.
And luckily, most of the courses around here are still, relatively affordable. We'll see how that goes and how that looks in 3 years, but
I know, man,
they're still pretty affordable. I like to mix in some of the, the smaller courses, the shorter courses, maybe something not as extravagant as, Manakiki.
Yeah.
Especially in the beginning of the year, because the weather can be so fickle.
Oh, yeah.
We get a lot of new people who join, and I think if their first tournament after not golfing for a couple of years, they're out there, playing 6,000.
Just ruin your whole psyche for the entire summer.
Yeah, they're never coming back.
This is why I quit.
We try to mix in some courses.
I'm so worried about that.
I was actually real pleasantly surprised. We played, Ridgewood this year for our first tournament. Never been out there. I know it's in Parma.
Yeah.
It was in great shape. It was a really fun course to play. It was in great condition, and they loved having us out. So it was cool to be out there.
Yeah, that course benefits from the city owning it, and they've put a lot of money into it. So it's turned into a nice track.
It sounds dumb, but it's off Ridge Road.
Yeah. I mean,
I know I've been there before. It's the one with the split parking lots.
Did you do the Sasquatch Open out there with me?
I think so. Yeah.
I think you
Is
did.
that the one with the split parking lots where they have like one parking lot lower, one like separate?
Yeah, because
you wouldn't recognize it now.
Okay.
Yeah, the clubhouse is going to be insane.
Okay, it's been a few years since I just got back into golf like 2 years ago. Like I was an avid golfer, like kind of late high school, then all through college I played a ton, and then I had kids, and then I just stopped playing. Just couldn't find time. And then 2 years ago started picking it up and just have gone full on, just bought new clubs, I'm back into it like 100%. It's one of those games. Are you surprised that like it's not bigger than what it already is?
I mean, well, it's one of my questions I was going to ask you guys. I know, coming from the cornhole world, and golf was always kind of thought about as, being a little bit more of a pompous sport,
a little bit,
especially compared to cornhole. But I think that's all changed over the last, 10 years. I think it's it's way more approachable for people. So it's not surprising how much it's grown. We're like, our numbers are down a little bit this year for our total members, but I mean, we're down like 15 people. So instead of having 140, we've got like 125, 130. So I think there's a demand here. I think we have enough courses. I think how we run our chapter, people enjoy. So yeah, it's not really surprising to see the growth.
Do most of your members play every event, or do most of them just play, like, is there like an average amount most members play?
Yeah, we've got kind of our like OGs, people who have been around since year one. It's a good group of people, probably 20 or 30 of them, that they come to almost every tournament unless there's an obligation on their calendar where they can't make it. And then I would say every year we probably get 30 to 40 new people who join, and out of that 30 to 40, maybe 10 of them or 15 of them start coming to all the events, start coming the next year, and kind of become a part of that core group.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Well, we're making our dad join too.
Yes.
Yeah,
so he's going to come out.
We have a lot of people in the chapter that come out, play a couple tournaments, and say, "Hey, my dad wants to join up or wants to come play a tournament. Like, can he sign up as a guest?"
Well, he kept asking me about it. He's like, "What do you got? What's this on the 31st?" I'm like, "Just come with us." And he's like, "Well, what is it?" I'm like, "It's just a tournament." But I'm like, it's like the same skill level as all of us. Like, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So he just,
awesome.
Yeah, he's getting older. So he just worries about, he's like, "Well, I can't hit the ball that far anymore." I'm like, "Well, we'll suck it up, pups.
Yeah.
Club up.
Who cares?"
Like, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, but no, I'm excited to go to this event. We want to figure out, we'll talk about this after we get offline too, but like how we can figure out how to do some sort of content and help this grow, because,
for sure.
And I know, like, I get their initial vibe with wanting to keep it like low key a little bit, like under the radar, like invite, but I still think like you put in a lot of work for this stuff. I still think like that should be shown off. And like the league in general, like, and how far it's come, like, should be celebrated in some way. So like, I want to help try to do that and get as many eyes on it as we can.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I try to blow out the league in any way I can. We had Channel 5 come out last year, did like they came out for 3 tournaments, did like a whole segment on it. So I don't mind letting people know about it. I mean, the more people we can join, the better, just because most of the tournaments I schedule, we're good for 80 to 100 people. So the only time it gets a little rough is if, the course is expecting 90 to 100 people, and then we're sitting there at 65, 70. So I don't mind having a big chapter with numbers, because I know not every person's going to show up for the tournament.
Yeah.
It kind of gives us some wiggle room to make sure the tournaments are filled up.
For sure. Do you still enjoy running it after 6 years? Because it's a lot of work. Like, do you wish some days you could just show up and play instead of having to run it?
I would say the last 48 hours, I felt like I didn't enjoy running it with the cancellation of the tournament.
Yeah. How much work goes into like rescheduling all that stuff? Like, do you try to reschedule, or how does that work?
Yeah. So it gets a little complex. We tried to do a reschedule at Sleepy Hollow with a shotgun, but they don't have any weekends available to do the shotgun. So we talked about rescheduling there with straight tee time. So again, someone tees off at 9 in the morning, and the last person tees off at 1 in the afternoon. And it's also at the very end of the season, kind of smashed between 2 other events. So it didn't really work out. So I'm not sure if we're going to be able to go back to Sleepy for the Bastards for this season. So I've been kind of on the horn calling courses all day, all night, figuring out if they can get us in for a shotgun.
What's your distance that you try to stay?
Yeah, that's true.
Inside?
That's a good question.
Yeah, so I have a spreadsheet with kind of all the public courses that I've identified in the area. It's got like over 100 on it. And I basically do a pinpoint from downtown Cleveland, and we'll try to keep everything within an hour of downtown Cleveland.
That's
because
fair.
We have people that come from east side, west side, south,
kind
of all over. So if we've got a couple tournaments on the west side and the east side guys have to drive, 45 minutes, they can do that. Vice versa for the east side.
Yeah, for sure.
One track that might just be a hair outside of that. We played it last year. It's phenomenal. I don't know if you've ever played it, but Chapel Hill.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
I'm not.
Bro, a little far south.
Look into that course though.
It's cool as fuck.
So cool.
It's in the middle. It's literally in the middle of nowhere, and it's built off of like old church grounds, but like emerging out of nowhere.
The clubhouse is an old church.
Clubhouse. Yeah, dude. Like it's sweet, and and the course was legit. Yeah, we couldn't believe it.
Sweet,
like in the middle of nowhere.
Changes. They had like. It was like a memorial to all of the local veterans throughout it too. So they had like these little like spots to like sit down and like read stuff, and it was very well done.
Yeah,
it was like a diamond in the rough that a buddy of ours recommended when we were heading down that way.
It's like in an area where you're driving and you're like, are we going to see anything ever?
Yeah.
And then it just kind of emerges. You're like, oh, hey.
It's like a corn.
This is beautiful. Wow.
There's more corn. Oh, golf course.
Yeah.
There we go.
But yeah,
That's awesome. I'll definitely check that out.
it's a little outside that range though.
A little bit. It was like an hour and a half, I think.
Probably.
Yeah. It was like halfway
Hour and a
getting
half,
out
2
there.
hours. For sure. But no, I'm excited. So, so it's May 31st or 28th?
May 31st, St. Dennis, and we have a 9 a.m. start. But, like all of our tournaments, people get there early. We grab some beers, hang out, kind of meet people.
So that one's not a shotgun start.
That one is a shotgun.
Oh, it is a shotgun start. Okay, so
yeah, all of them are all of our tournaments are shotgun starts.
do people hang out after they're done? Okay, so
yeah, I would say we have if we have 80 people at the tournament, we probably have 30 to 40 hanging out afterwards, waiting for the award ceremony.
Okay.
It's a long day, especially like you said, you have kids and things like that. There's a lot of people that have kids, and
Sean's got a free pass that day.
I do.
Spending 12 hours of their day out isn't acceptable for some people. So, but I would say a lot of people do hang out. They will make sure to stick around for the award ceremony, see who won, things like that.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, I think we maybe just bring this and pop up.
Oh yeah,
and
we will for
I
sure.
think we have to interview the victor.
Yeah.
I mean,
And just
Yeah,
people
I
out
would
there.
love that. You guys could do little pre-round interviews with
That's
some
what
people.
we're kind of thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It depending if enough people get there, like an hour before and stuff. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I would like to.
Yeah.
I think it would be a good idea.
yeah, just
For sure.
snapshot people golfing. Boom, collage done. Easy.
So you say you're originally from like Toledo area?
Yeah.
Okay. Where'd you go to high school?
Sylvania, Northview.
Okay.
Okay.
And what? Okay. So how old are you?
I'm 37.
All right. So you're right. You're right
good
between
company
us. You're
here.
sandwiched right between us. All right. So it means you have good taste and everything. All right. Let's get
Very
yeah.
true.
sweet. All right. So we're gonna do one of our new favorite segments. It's like draft or top 5 or whatever we want to call it. Right.
Yeah. You're drafting.
So this week we're doing the top excuses of why you're playing shitty.
I like it.
All right. Probably, this is going to be mostly related to golf, but I guess it is technically, we have a large cornhole audience as well. So
Yes.
if you want to switch over, I guess it's fine. But just general excuses is why you might play shitty.
Want me to kick it
So
off?
I'm trying to remember.
I
Yeah.
think,
So you can
did
have
pick it.
you can have choice of where you want to pick 1, 2, or 3. It's going to be a snake draft.
Okay. So I'll pick 3.
You want to go 3?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna go in the middle with this one. You want? I'll take 2.
You give me.
Yeah, I'll
Give
give
me
you
first?
Yeah, I'll give you number 1.
Okay.
I don't think there's a clear cut number 1 answer here, so I think taking 3 is a very wise move. Kind of feel out what the other 2 answers are. It's a pro guest move actually. You just call yourself D.
I was trying to type it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I saw,
The
I
format
saw
went away.
that. I saw
All
that.
right.
You're not getting away with that, Dane.
All right, that's D. All right, so reasons why I'm playing bad today. I think the first one's just the easiest one that nobody actually realizes is truly an excuse
Okay.
at the end of the day, but it's just very simple. I'm gonna put it in quotes too. We'll say, "I suck,"
All right, I like that.
and I think I hear that more often than not from everybody when they're playing poorly.
All right. I'm going to use one that I think it's kind of a staple, especially like with the crowd that we just went out with on Saturday.
Yes,
I'm too hungover for this shit.
like that.
Right. Obviously, I mean, we've all had those nights. We were just out in North Carolina Saturday playing in an outing, and Friday we went out Friday night to the wee hours of the night. So, but we still took it down. I'm proud of us.
We did.
We rose to the occasion, so that was fun. All right, Jared, what's
I had
the
that
first
one
one?
on my list too.
All right.
All right. So
Back to backs.
I was watching some swing tips on YouTube, and I wanted to try a couple things out this round, and they're not working.
Sean, you know anything about that? every
Oh, man.
time we show up to the course, he's like, "Man, I was watching this one video on YouTube. I think I solved by chipping."
Yeah, I just got to keep the elbow in.
I bladed
Yep.
to the right. Now I'm having a crisis about like 70 yards and in. So like from 70 to 30 yards, like I just have no idea what I'm doing anymore.
Yeah, just throw it.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, seriously. Like get halfway
Get
there.
the
and
fling
just do it
golf?
twice. Yeah, seriously.
Master that.
All right, what's the next one?
All right. So I kind of did my list of, here are 5 excuses that people use, and I tailored them, and like 5 is the worst. Like I hate hearing this one, and then 1 is like a valid one. So I'll go with my least favorite one.
Okay.
Which is when people complain about using the wrong equipment. So like, oh no, I hit the wrong ball on that one. I'm supposed to be hitting a softer ball.
I like that. Okay. Yeah. Wrong ball. Yeah, I like
Especially with the Mediocre Golf Association, I kind of feel like, your Pro V1 is not really gonna.
It's not making
that. I completely agree.
monstrous.
For sure.
Even though when I picked up that top flight this past weekend, I swear I hit that thing 30 yards further.
Exactly, right?
For sure.
All right, Sean, what do you got?
I'm gonna, instead of blaming on the ball, I'm blaming it on the clubs.
Okay.
Like these clubs suck. Like how many times? Like I've been to a place where I've unfortunately had to like rent.
See,
clubs
I feel like
before.
that we got to go with like.
You want something too?
I think that's
is it too close.
Same, yeah, because like to me
Okay,
he did
all right.
say like
Fair
ball equipment, so I'm just gonna put that in quotes too. We'll just say equipment.
All right. This is one of my favorites that you hear quite frequently, especially if you're playing with somebody that like isn't playing like with a rangefinder. It's like that it's poorly marked. Like the course is poorly marked with distances. Like, are these fucking distances accurate? Like, there's no way this is fucking 100 yards. 150, my fucking ass. You know what I mean? Like, so.
The amount of times I've heard all of these is.
Oh, for sure.
sounds-
So, yeah. I was just trying to like, what have I complained about in the past? I'm like, just write the stuff down.
All right, then I'm actually going to piggyback off of your first one there, Sean. And I'm going to say I haven't had enough beer yet.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I use that one.
Yep.
I use that one. You got to
Use
ride the
that.
tiger. There's a very fine line.
There is.
Exactly. Yeah, the sweet spot.
Now, you could
It's
go
right in the
complete
middle.
opposite to your next pick.
It's true.
You could really stick with the theme.
You get over the line and
Not
it's
enough
all
beer. I had too much beer.
You didn't let me get there, but I was going exactly with that route. The next one was like, man, that last shot got me or something. Like maybe I shouldn't have had that beer. But yeah, I'm gonna go with just one too many beers. All right, Sean.
Dude, it's too windy. If it wasn't windy, I'd be balling out. Like, I would have shot 72, but it's the fucking
cracking
wind,
me up how many of
and it's
these
swirling. Like I don't
go
know if you
back
can
and
tell.
forth between golf and cornhole too.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, for sure.
we'll go over it afterwards, but
Basically, my whole list.
mine too.
Yeah, for sure.
Jared's also, so
Yeah, right.
not gonna lie. All right, back to back,
All right.
Jared. What you got?
All right. So this isn't necessarily an excuse, but you hear it a lot from people who are playing bad golf. And I think it's kind of used as a crutch. I'm not out here to keep score. I'm just out here trying to have fun.
Yes.
Dude, the vibe,
But there's
right?
nothing wrong
You're just the
with that.
vibe guy, right? You're like, I don't care what's
The
on the
vibe
scorecard.
guy.
Yeah, no, I completely get that.
Nothing wrong
Damn
with
it.
that, but it seems to kind of be the crutch that people who are golfing poorly lean on the strongest.
I like that one.
All right. And then this classic, people are talking in my backswing. You're
Oh,
distracted.
dude, yeah, for sure.
Don't shut up in the cart.
Yes.
People can get real bent out of shape about that. If they're not used to the environment of an MGA event, which is, mostly respectful, but people can get a little wild out there.
Part of my issue is more FOMO when people are talking behind me. I find myself just listening to it.
We
and
did
it,
do
like
that a
I don't
few
even
times.
realize that it doesn't like that I'm distracted until after I swing. I'm like, why did I even swing? I wasn't even paying attention to what my body
The
like.
problem is me and my
just-
cousin might have indulged a little bit. And then we thought we were talking quiet, but apparently we were not talking quiet at all. We were just talking like normal conversation.
Yeah.
Dane hits the ball, he turns around, is like, "Are you done yet?" Like, I'm like, "Oh, sorry, my bad. Didn't realize I was shouting."
It's okay though. It was my excuse for the day.
All right,
I
so
only needed one of them.
I'm going with I don't know how we want to phrase it, but like my wife just fucking called. You know what I mean? Like family drama
Yeah.
stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's just
Dragging
enough to
the home.
ruin any round. Like, are you almost done? Like, and you're on hole 13, you're like, fuck me. And you have like two decisions. Like, you either leave and like she's still gonna be pissed, or you just say she's gonna be pissed no matter what, and you just dig your heels in and
Yeah.
you just plow through. So
That is
That's
true.
That's the mental tough aspect of the game.
100%. You got to be able to
you
put
bounce
everything
back.
aside. Yes, correct. Scotty Scheffler was arrested and just had a baby, yet he almost still won a tournament.
Still
you know what I mean?
almost
We
took
can,
it.
do it. We can all do it.
All right, my next one, it's just one that's always funny, especially for the middle-aged guys. Oh, I just lifted. You know, I'm too tight. Like, yeah, just too tight, you know? Yeah, and then last one, I'm just going to go with the quintessential, like, work. You know, I worked yesterday. Just like I'm tired from work.
Okay.
I don't know. I hear that one a
Work too
lot.
hard?
Yeah.
Okay.
For some reason, I don't know. Am I supposed to be
Well,
impressed?
we don't use that excuse, but
We
like,
don't,
yes,
yeah.
I get that.
All right, Sean. What's your final?
Dude, I got shit so bad. Like,
Oh,
if I
we've
could just
seen
shit,
that
like, if there's
firsthand.
nowhere on the course to poop. Yeah, I mean, like, oh, we have seen that firsthand.
Yep. That's a good one.
I mean, that's a valid one. That's
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, seriously, we've all been there. It's like,
Still
oh
an
my
excuse,
god!
but
Like, if I swing,
okay.
I'm afraid to swing right now.
Yeah.
I mean, half the guys in our chapter are drinking shots of Malort before they're on. So
We're gonna fit right
So
in.
we should invite Robbie.
Yeah, my gosh, we're gonna fit right in. Jesus Christ!
All right, Jared, closing us out.
all right. So my last one got taken. It was the still too drunk from last night or not drunk enough this morning. So I guess my last one would be, and I hear this one a lot too at the tournaments. Unfortunately, we're trying to get better at it, but the guys ahead of me are too slow. I can't get in a rhythm.
Oh, dude, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
That's so true.
sitting there
Oh
watching
my god.
people hacking up around the course. And,
Yeah.
it's valid too.
That's got to be, honestly, though, that has to be one of the frustrating parts about playing in a tournament like this, because you're getting such a wide variety of golfers. And I'm assuming it's just like a completely random draw of who is playing with who.
Yeah, we do completely random draws a couple times a year. I like to pair people up with like their friend or
Oh, okay, I
requested
gotcha.
partner,
Sure, we can
and
play
then
together.
and then I'll split up the foursome.
I gotcha.
I'll split up
Okay.
the foursome because we want the integrity of the scores, and
Yeah.
not that people go out there and cheat, but if you got four of your buddies, like
Oh, yeah.
re-hit off the tee, just re-hit off the tee, like
For sure.
it's way easier to do that. So we try to, golf with your buddy, and then we'll pair you with somebody else maybe you've never golfed with, or we've been doing this online duck race. I don't know if you guys seen any of those yet.
I did
Very
watch it.
hip
I
to
think
it.
you posted on Facebook, actually, and I watched it.
Yeah, so
It
it's
actually
like
picks
really
our
the only
weekly
way-
lunch at work.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's really the only true random way to randomize the pairing. So
It truly is. It's having digital ducks swim across.
right.
I think I did like a 15-minute one the first time I did it, and it was way too long. So we're down to like 2 minutes now.
What's
like the 15
what's currently the best club in your bag?
That I'm hitting the best?
Yeah.
Probably be my 5-wood, which was my
Ooh.
worst club last year.
Amen, brother.
And
What-
it'll probably be the worst one in my bag next.
What
time we
are
go out
what
someplace.
what kind of 5-wood do you hit?
It's a tailor-made M4.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but I've just been smoking that thing, and it saves me. I
Dude.
have a shorter drive or have a duff shot, and if I can hit that thing 200 yards on a line, gets me out of trouble.
Yep.
Damn
Same
Skippy.
thing. I've because I just bought new clubs last season, so I think I got like 3 or 4 rounds on them. So this has been by far, with the golf simulator world popping up everywhere, this has been by far the most swings I've ever had before actually going out inside and playing. But I was going forever from driver all the way down to like a 5-iron because and that's just how my new set was, and that gap distance was killing me.
Yeah.
So I invested in a 3-wood, but I've always been notoriously bad at hitting fairway woods. But I figured it out with this thing, and it is by far my favorite club in my bag. Like now I'm like, I need a 7-wood. I need a 9-wood.
Right?
Like, I mean, I'm like hitting these all so
And I
well.
just
Like,
want to remind you, used to give our grandfather so much shit.
Oh, for
when
sure.
You saw that 7-wood and 9-wood in his bag back in the day.
well, that's back when I could hit a 4-iron, but like I'm getting old. Like I just can't hit the ball as far anymore. And I'm just trying to embrace old man golf now. I figure if I can just get really good at that now, like I can maybe stay at that level.
By the
for
time
a
you're
few
50,
years.
maybe you'll
Yeah,
finally
exactly.
feel-
Maybe it'll all finally click. For sure. All right. So, well, dude, thank you very much for joining us.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's awesome. I can't wait to have you guys out. It'll be exciting. It'll be
For
fun if we can get some people to sit down and do some interviews.
Oh,
with
for
you.
sure.
And
For sure.
We'll look to you for guidance for who to ask.
Yeah, correct.
I know a couple people who not to ask. So
Oh,
I'll
that's
keep
a
them
good
there.
start. That's a good start.
And I guarantee you, any of our guys listening to that know exactly what I'm talking about.
So if you're interested in finding out more about the league, I know you can follow them on Facebook. It's Mediocre Golf League. Golf League. It's like Cleveland chapter.
Yeah, so the Facebook is Cleveland Mediocre Golf Association. Got a green profile picture with our logo in it. I post most of our updates on there, just kind of
That's
our
smart.
fun content.
Yeah.
But if you want to sign up for the league, it's mgatour.com, like the PGA Tour website, but MGA. You can kind of go on there. You can read the FAQs. You can read about the rules. We play USGA rules, just
Which is awesome.
straight up. Yeah. And then you can join the Cleveland chapter. It's about $50 a year to join, and then you're a part of our chapter, and you can sign up for whatever tournaments you want to come to. You don't have to come to them all. You register for those, and then you pay for the tournaments via PayPal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have people sign up. I know we'll have at least 3 of us going to the next one.
If
So
not more. I've been trying to tell a couple people to
for sure.
post it up.
For sure. All right, so we'll have you hang on. We'll let the folks go at home, but hope you guys enjoyed the interview. We'll be back next week with more audio gold. But as always, we hope you throw it straight. That's nothing but 4 baggers from here on out.
Cornhole it.
Later.